Programming in C# and ASP.NET. This is Mr. Wilson, your instructor and guide as we take a closer look at C# and ASP.NET. This is CS ASP 020 string formatting. Let's go to Visual Studios. Hey there, programmers. So today we're going to talk a little bit about strings and the construction and how those go together, and really look at the manipulation of those. Now, so far what we've worked with strings is we've worked with using plus and being able to concatenate and basically be able to put things together. And then we've also looked at plus equals and being able to take a string, create a concatenated string, and then sticking it into one variable. And so we've done that also. So in this one, we're going to do some other things. We're going to actually look at some formatting, some ways that we can make, say, a double that is a $sign look like a $sign, or a phone number look like a phone number, and how we would format those and put those into a string and how we would work with those. So let's start off by opening up Visual Studios, and you can see I've already got that open. And I have started a WPF application that we're going to work with, okay? And so just to kind of start off, I'm going to build a simple form, and that's going to be a form so that we can get some data from it, and then we can look at some of these formatting things that we want to do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab a label. Now, I have changed the size of my page so that it will fit on my screen better when I run it. And I've set that, if you come down into here, this is where your HTML is. And I've just gone in here, I've made mine 700 by 1020. That may be too big, especially if you're on a laptop. But if you're on a big screen, if you're doing something like that, then that might be too small. But you could play with that a little bit and see what looks better on your screen. And all you need to do is, once you've gotten that set to where you want it, run that. And once I run it, I'll show you here. I will... I'll bring it over here, and so you could see now it takes up quite a bit more of my screen. If I wanted it to cover my entire screen, I would have to make it a little bit bigger, okay? So let me close out of that. All right. So I've made my screen a little bit bigger, and because I made my screen bigger, I've come over here and changed the zoom amount, and if you're not used to that, then you can see that if I make this 100, it overfills my screen. I can't read it very well, so I come down here and I actually moved it to 80. You can move this up and down and make sure that it works so that you can see it well in your screen, okay? And since I have changed the size, then the print on this label, remember I just grabbed a label over there and pulled it over and dropped it, is too small. 12 points, that's what it says under text. We're looking in the property window. So I'm going to change first the name of it, and I'm going to call it main, because this is going to be my main label for this. I'm going to change the size of it. Let's make it 24. Notice how it got bigger over there. And then I want to change the content. And let's say we're going to call this loan form. Okay, just loan form. All right. Now that we've done that, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab another label. I want to drop it over here. We're going to say this label, I'm going to call it name. Okay. And then I'm also going to come over here. I'm going to change it to 24 because that's the size that we're using right now. And I'm going to change what this label says in content. I'm going to say name. Okay, and that changed it to name. Let's go ahead and grab a text box and put that over here with name. And you know, this is just a form kind of to be able to use for this. It's not important, not an important form. We're going to call this text box name. Okay. And we're going to also change it to the same size, the 24. It's good to be consistent about those things. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take the word text box out. I really don't want that on there on my form. Okay. And so now I'm going to grab a label and I'm going to drop it over here. And I'm going to put that label, I'm going to call, let's call it phone. Okay, phone label. Oh, there we go. Go through this process. I'm going to change the size. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to take out, the word label and put phone number. Just like that. I want a text box. I'm going to rename that text box phone number. Let's just call it phone. Text box phone. I'm going to change it to 24. And I'm going to come down here where it says text box. I'm going to take that out. Okay. This form does not need to be perfect. We're just going to use it for our example. Okay, like that. Let's put I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say all general controls. I had that closed because I didn't want to clutter this up. Let's grab a calendar. Let's just drop a calendar on there like that. And let's put a label down here. Let's call it salary. And we're going to come back here. We want to change that to 24. We're going to come down here to label and we're going to say salary. Salary is the amount of money that somebody makes over a certain period of time. And okay, so we've got that. And I want a text box for down here, and I'm going to drop that in, and I'm going to call it salary. Okay, I'm going to change that to 24. Hopefully you're getting the hang of this by now. I'm going to take that out. Now, I know a lot of times when you're laying something out like this and whatever, you kind of maybe get sloppy and you don't make sure that everything has the names on it. We want to make sure that we put the names in there. When we come to doing some coding here in a little bit, it'll be easier if we have good names to explain what it is each one of the text boxes and labels go to. Okay, we want to be able to have a result label, a label for our answers to go to. I'm going to pull that and I'm just going to drop it maybe right here for right now, okay? And right like that, and I'm going to say, let's just call it result label for now. Label result. and I'm going to change it to 24 also, and I'm going to come down here where it says label, and I'm going to put result. Okay, and that way we'll know what this is. All right, it says result label. Okay, and then I want a button. We want a button to kind of drive this whole thing. Let me put a button here. I'm going to say button, let's call it action. Okay, and I'm going to come down here, and under button, I'm going to say push me, and I'm going to change the size of this to 24 also. Oh, let's make it a little bigger. There we go. All right. Okay, we've got a very, very simple form that we've created here. And let's start by, now that we've put that together, if you haven't finished that up, go ahead and stop me and put that information in there just the way that I've put it in there, okay? And so let's go take a look here. If I go ahead and open that up, I don't want this at 150. You can't read that. There we go. There's about 100. How about that? We want to start off here in our button action. We want to so we want to set up some code here to do something. So let's start with string, and let's call it result, and it equals, and you know, we've got that name text box over there. So let's say that we're going to use that, okay? And so we want to start with string dot, missed my S, string dot, and we're going to use format, and inside of here we're going to notice that it gives us an example here. It says string dot format. It says string format, comma, object, and argument. And so this is one of the ways you can use this. If we were to look here, notice there's 8 different ways that you can use this string dot format, and it gives us examples of each one of those. So if you sometimes kind of forget and you know, well, I know it's that string dot format, but I can't remember exactly how to use it, you can open this up and it will help you as far as remembering how to use it, or all the different ways that you could use this piece of code. Okay, so from there, we're going to say, let's say we said, thank you, and we're going to say comma, and now we're going to do something a little different. We're going to put in 0 for your business, okay, and period. Okay, and then so I've made this new string, and I've put a 0 inside of curly brackets, and that's because the string format is going to allow me to insert something in there. And so we're going to insert what came from that text box. So if we say text, if we say comma, text box name dot text, right? And semicolon. Okay. And then I'm going to space down here just a little bit. And I'm going to say label result equals, and I'm going to say result right there. Done. Oh. Sorry. Here's what I'm missing. Result dot content. I had to tell it where it was going to go. Equals result. Okay. So now if we were to come back over here and look at this, and let's just hit the save here real quick, and let's run it. We could build it also, and if it was a complex program, I would probably build it and make sure I didn't have any errors before I ran it. Name, let's put Bob in there, and I say push me, and it says, hey, thank you, Bob, for your business. Good, that did exactly what we wanted it to do. Okay, let's go ahead and close that, and we're going to come back in here now, and by the way, let's get rid of this so that I have more room over here. There we go. And so let's do this. Let's block that out, and let's come down here and let's say string result equals and string dot, and remember we want to use format. Oop. And we're going to come up here and do that, and I'm going to put this in there, and let's say we're going to say thank you, comma, once again, we're going to put 0. Your social security number, number is okay. And then after this, we're going to say, okay, we're going to put comma, and we're going to say name, text box name dot text, and then we're going to say comma, and I'm going to I want to now be able to bring in that social security number that is over in the text box. Okay, so now I want to pull in that social security number, so I'm going to say text. I don't think I have their social security number. Let's pull the phone number. Phone dot and text, and there we go. All right, so now, and I put social security number. Let's put phone number. I don't think I have social security number on that form, do I? No. Just, okay, so we've got that done. So let's go ahead and let's run that. And, sorry. Here we go. So we put in the name Bob, and I put in a number 346 1 2 3 4. Okay, and I hit the push me, and it says, hey, thank you, Bob, your phone number is. Now notice that that gives us a way that we can add a couple different pieces of information together in one string, and then display that information back out. Just a little bit of manipulation to using that string there. Okay, so let's stop that. And let's try this. Okay, so let's go back over here, and let's go back to my form, and let's add social security number. I kind of started to say let's have it, and let's see. I'm going to open my toolbox back up, and you go to View, and you come down here to Toolbox. There we go. And so I want a label, and I'm going to put that over here. And I'm going to say label SS for Social Security. I'm going to change it to 24 so it matches everything else. And then I'm going to say Social Security number. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to grab a text box, and I'm going to put that over here. I want to change that to 24. I'm going to call this text box SS for Social Security, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to get rid of the words text box. All right, that's not very well lined up, is it? I mean, this is just a messy form to do some practicing, so I'm going to straighten that up just a little bit. I'm going to move my label over to, okay. And so we've got that. So let's just run that. No, let's, sorry. I did this. I want to, now I want to come over here, and I want to get rid of this. I'm going to go, but there we go. And let's change this. Let's say string result equals string dot format. And then I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to say thank you, comma. And once again, we're going to put 0 in there. And your social security number is, and then I'm going to put a colon and a space, and then I'm going to put in 1. Okay. And then let's just space that over just a little bit. There we go, so we can see what we're doing. And I'm going to come here, and I'm going to put that the first one, of course, it's the text box. Oop. Yeah, text box. text box name. Wait a minute. Oh, I know what the problem is. Let's do this, comma. There we go. Text box name dot text and comma and text. Oop. It's a lowercase t, text box. There it is, ss dot text. Okay. So now we've got that in there. Close that up just a little bit. Come out here and semicolon. Okay. So text box name dot text and text box ss dot text. We have both of those. So if we come up here and now we run it, and I come in here and I put Bob in again, and I come down here and let's say I'm going to put somebody's their social security number in 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. I think I need to make my text box a little bit longer, don't you? And hit enter, and don't need to enter. And then I push the push me button, and it shows their social security number. Okay, but that's not really how we like to format it, and so we want to make a change to that. We want to change it. I'll make that text box a little longer too. So let's go back. Go back over here to my Windows form. Let's grab this text box here. Let's make it longer so the social security number will fit in it. Okay. We could also change the size of the text if it was too big. To be able to allow people to easier put. People want to put information all on one line. They don't want to be doing multiple lines or things like that. So even our phone number here, we might want to make that text box longer, and we might want to make our name longer. Sometimes people might have a very long name. So the size of our text box, once we're testing out our forms, is probably something important we'd want to look at. Okay, so let's go back over here, and so now I'm saying, gosh, I don't like that social security number the way that came out. So what can I do with that? Well, first thing, I don't want it to come out as text. So I'm going to take that. Let's cut that out of there. Okay, and let's come back up here and let's say integer. Let's just call it SS for Social Security. We would, of course, if we were really programming, we would write Social Security all the way out. We would not make it SS. Okay, and then we want the same text box that we were looking for, right? Except we want to do something to it. We want to say int dot parse, and then we want to put this on the inside of there. So now we're going to take that number and we're going to change it into an integer. Okay, so we've entered that really long number, and now it's going to change it into an integer. And that's still not exactly what we want. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to say SS. Okay, and so now we've got our number here, and then we're going to come back over here where we put that 1 in the curly brackets, and we're going to format this by saying 000 dash 0, 0, let's see, 0, 0, 0 dash 0, 0, nope, 2 zeros. There we go, dash, and then 4 zeros. So you've got 9 numbers, okay? And so we're going to put that in there. And that's going to be kind of like our little template of how we want it to apply that to our number, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's run that, see what it does, okay? So we run it, we say Bob is the name, and we say the social security number is 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 numbers. Okay, and I say push me, and oh, look what it did. Now it has formatted that social security number, and that's the way we expect to see a social security number. So you've seen a way that we can take and basically put a template together. We could do this with the phone number also. We could say that the phone number is 3 numbers for the area code, and then it's so many numbers for the number itself. And we could do that kind of formatting with that. Okay. Okay, so let's have a little more fun with this, okay? We've basically, up to now, we've made one sentence to represent our data. Let's say we wanted to pull all the information and be able to show it back to our client. So if we go back over here and I click the main window, we've got several different boxes of information. So let's make something a little more better to display our results. Let's say, for example, I go over here, and something we haven't dealt with very much is, let's say I go over here and I get a border. And I come down here, and now I'm going to put this border on here. Now realize when I go and get something like that and drop it into my form, even though it's clear in the center, right now it believes it's setting on top of our result label. So I want to move it behind it, okay? So if you start thinking of it but like layers of paper, I want to move it behind where it says result label. So I'm going to come down here to order, and I'm going to say send a back, okay? And that's going to push it all the way to the back of this form. Okay, and now I'm going to click out here, and I want to get the result label, and I'm going to pull it. Let's tuck it right there. And since I'm planning on having more than one result label, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to change the name of it. I'm going to change it to 1. Okay? And now I'm going to click on it again, and I'm going to say copy, and I'm going to say paste. And so now I have another result label that looks just like that result label. Except it's named copy. Well, I don't really want it called copy. I'm going to call it result 2. And then I want another one. And let's paste that. And I'm going to pull that one down here. And let's try to line it up based on those T's. And then I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to say 3. And because let's see, we've got the name and the phone number and the date and the social security number and the salary. So I'm going to make one more, paste, and I'm going to grab that. Oop. the salary, let's see, name, phone number, social security number, salary, and I want to put this date in too. So I'm going to paste one more. Paste, right? And then I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drop it, say, back over here. Uh-oh. Paste. Oh, why is it continuing to paste this fourth one? It doesn't want to give me another one. All right, click out of here and say paste. There we go. There's my fourth one. And we're going to use that one for the date. So numbers could definitely get confusing. So I want to be careful here. I'm going to come in here behind copy, result 4. And I want to make this one result 5. Okay. So now I've put all of those in there. And in reality, these result labels would not have anything in them, so they would appear like they had nothing in it until I displayed information in it, okay? So I've got that. So let's go over here, and we've kind of been working on some of our formatting here. Let's see. I'm going to take and string format result. Now remember, we changed the result label to be something else now. Let me block this out. We're not going to use it. Okay. And string result, this is not going to be what we're using yet. So let's get rid of that. So I'm going to come down here. I've got 5 things that I want to display over there. So the first thing that I want to display is I'm going to display string result, and I'm going to call it 1 because I have one that's called 1, and it's going to take their name and it's going to say, hey, thank you for your business. So that's going to work right there, exactly the way it is. And then I've got another one that I want to show their phone number in. So let's go string result and 2. And I'm going to come over here and let's see. I don't need their name in there, but I do want to put your phone number, right? And this is going to be 0, and I'm going to get rid of this. Except that's not exactly how I want to show off their phone number. Can you figure it out from what we've done already? How would we format their phone number? Well, I think it would look something like this. We're going to put that, and then inside there we're going to put 0, 0, 0, and then we're going to come out here and we're going to put 0, 0, 0, dash 0, 0, 0, 0. There we go. And there's our formatting for their phone number. Okay, let's see. We want to put, so we've put their business. We are going to do, let me see here. I've got result label there for their name, a result label for their phone number. Result label is going to be Social Security, and then salary, and then the date. So then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to put their Social Security, result 3, And we don't need all this information. We just want their social security number. There we go. And we've already formatted that. Remember when we formatted that a while ago? We can get rid of their name. We don't need that. Okay. So now we've got result 3 done. So from there, string result 4, and result 4 is going to equal, and string dot, and I know some of you are thinking, oh, I'll just copy that top one and make it. There's a lot of reasons why copying can sometimes be our enemy. So we put their social security number, we have their phone number, we have their name. We want to do salary and 0. Oh, I already saw a mistake that I made. I did not change this to 0. There we go. 0. And how do we want to format their salary? Well, we have to change their salary first, don't we? We have to change it into a number so that we can deal with it. So let me come up here, and let's say that's going to be a double, right? Because we're going to deal with a decimal. We could have a decimal point in there. Salary double. Let's call it salary. And it's going to equal text box salary dot text, except we're going to say double dot. Now notice parse, and then we say here and here and semicolon. Okay, so now we've parsed that text box salary.text into a double, and we're going to add that down here, comma, salary. And notice what I did here. I said, hey, colon C. And colon C is going to change that into into currency for us. And that's what C stands for, is currency. So that leaves one more thing. So I want to put the date in. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, I'm going to come back over here, and I have not named this calendar. See, it says no name. Hard to deal with something that doesn't have a name. Let's call it loan date. Okay. And probably would call it calendar also. How about we spell calendar correctly? Okay. Jump back over here and let's say string result 5 equals, and then string dot format loan date, comma, and then I want to call this loan what did I call that? I think I called it loan date. Oh. Loan date. And there it is, loan date. Dot. And let's see, I want selected date. And that ought to do that. Okay. And so now that I've built these, I need to pass that information into my result labels. And if you remember, I have 4 result labels. So I'm going to say result 1 equals, oh, no, result label result 1 equals result 1. And now I just need to do this for all 4 of them. Why do I have a red squiggly there? Oh, result dot and content, contain. No, not contains. There we go. Sorry. Okay. So we just have to do this. Okay. This one time I'm going to copy. Okay. So paste. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. By the way, there's a better way to do this, but we're not that far along, so we're going to do it this way. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So hopefully you're already figuring that we're going to change that to 2, and we're going to change that to 2. And we're going to change that to 3, and we're going to change that to 3, and we're going to change that to 4, and we're going to change that one to 4, and we're going to change that one to 5, and we're going to change that one to 5. Okay, so now that should be everything. If we were to go ahead and save that, and let's just build it just to make sure. Build succeeded. Close that for right now. Hit this. We're going to run it. So I come over here and I say Bob and phone number, right? And the salary, let's say, makes 56,075.25. and his social security number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe that's correct. Let's see, is this enough numbers? Oh, I need one more number there, and his phone number. And we're going to pick the 19th, okay? And we say, push me. Thank you, Bob, for your business, your phone number. We did not do the formatting there. We did do it on the social security number. We did the salary. This is a little bit long, so we would probably pull this over and we would work on this formatting. And there's ways to change that date formatting so that it's different. What did we do with the phone number? Did we not give it a... We did. Did something wrong there. So maybe that'd be a great thing to go figure out. What did I do wrong with the formatting on the phone number? Okay, so we've done quite a bit as far as some different formatting with strings and working with those so that we can make things look better on our pages. And that's important, is to be able to format things so that it's in the right kind of format that we need, whether it's numbers or whether it's salaries or whether it's the dates and some of that. And we need to make sure that our information is all tight and concise back to our clients. We don't want to give them a whole bunch of things that don't make sense. And so it would be good also that you could be able to go out and go to Microsoft's website in this case, since we're dealing in C#, and be able to develop these different ways to look at our pages and format those so that it's easier for our users to do. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and go back to the slides. Our next video is CS ASP 021 Challenge. I look forward to seeing you there.